with a company called Sojourn.
Okay, good, thank you. So, Wanda, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Wanda. I'm from Niterói, Rio de Janeiro. I'm a dentist. I have a odontologic clinic and 2 sons, 2 daughters-in-law, 1 grandson, and 2 cats. Is that?
Okay, great, thanks for sharing. And you, Gabriel?
Hi guys, good afternoon. I'm Gabriel Correia. I'm 28 years old and I'm living in Minas and graduated in economic science for Federal University of Viçosa. Sorry about the late. I was to record a video to selective process and I'm think that words in Portuguese now. I need to send in English, but go and that's it.
No problem, no problem. So I'm Bruna, I'm 32 years old, I'm from São Paulo, Brazil, but in this moment I'm living in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands, and I'm working in a pricing area. And my free time I love to travel, and I live in here with my husband, and I have no kids and no pets yet. What else? I'm here on Talk more than 1 year, and it's good to see you all here, guys. So let's start. I will start with the question number 2. How does imposter syndrome affect individuals in their personal and professional lives? So, Eric, you can you start? Answer, please.
Okay. How does imposter syndrome affect individuals in their personal and professional lives? Well, I think everyone has experience with this problem, and for me, it's good consider. Let me see. For me, when I notice that I create imaginary scenarios, create questions about what I am, what my capacity in doing things and create, and since I was teenager, I have a lot of difficulties to create things and to lead with people. And I decided in my teenager that I will introduce you with groups, introduce with my colleagues in my school to study, to create groups of discussion, and thinking what solutions I doing for for fighting with this problem, with this syndrome. And I think everyone needed to understand yourself, need to understand how this syndrome affected you, and create solutions to fighting with this problem.
Great. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think we need to improve your self-knowledge at first, to try to organize and improve our imposter syndrome, because everybody can have this kind of situations, like not doing very well or not good enough to do many new things. So yeah, it's hard to deal with, but I totally agree. And Wanda, tell me about your experience.
I think imposter syndrome affect people with the increasement of anxiety, of perfectionism, and perfectionism get us in anxiety increasement, and postergar is postpone, and postpone many things, and don't believe in yourself, don't believe that we deserve the success, and don't like compliments or things like that. I think is a terrible moment.
Perfect point. Totally agree with you as well. And Gabriel, how about your experience?
I'm thinking that this is one more syndrome for the people. It's terrible, and that's imposter syndrome is a terrible thing. For example, now I am unemployed, and I when I am imposter, I think, oh no, sleep after lunch all the day. You don't need this. Other people's are best with you, compares with you, when you need to the brain stop. I need to resolve this problem, for example, and I'm good for this, and I'm going, and I need to go in to do something. It's terrible. It affects all I forgot that words. It's mental health affects totally your mental health when you are imposter. Oh, I'm not so. I think that is the phrase characteristics phrases. I'm not so good. I'm that people are good for me, and you see our social medias, and my friends are travel to Europe, and now I'm here. I'm a terrible person. It's we need to have much and so much mental health.
Yeah, you mentioned about social media and comparisons. I think we do it a lot, even more, because all the time we try to compare ourselves with others, and think the other life is perfect, but our life is not perfect. So it's crazy. All the time we need to push ourselves for the real life so we can do it. So keeping looking forward. Totally agree with you.
My sister, for example, she is an imposter all the time. I'm not so good this. You are so good going. That people are best for me. No, going, and she'll going, and she cried.
Sometimes. Yeah, I think women suffer more than men with the situation. So yeah, sometimes other people believe in us much better than ourselves. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Gabriel. And Marcio, how about you?
I believe that a kind of the self-sabotage is affected the knowledge that about your real capacity. I believe that is because you compare. I believe that is a problem that you compare with another persons. And another thing that I read about this problem is that you follow the perfection that not happen. That's it.
Good. So I keep you, Marcel, with the next question, number 3.
Yeah.
Is the imposter social problem? What do you think? It's right or wrong?
I believe that it is a social problem because there are a lot of people that have this problem nowadays. And yesterday I was pay attention some videos about the Brasilia and our politician, and sometimes you think how that politician arrive in this position. I believe that there are a lot of people that don't participate of the election, for example, because think that don't have a capacity for they do something. But another people that don't have this problem are having some position. And nowadays you say that the people don't have the capacity for do something.
Yes. Yes, just because they believe in themselves, right? So
Exactly.
sometimes you have this capacity, but you don't believe. But it's true. I agree with you. Good, good. And what do you think, Eric? Do you agree?
Well, I totally agree. I think that when we observe something in location, or when we observe something in a region and this is affect the people, I think it's needed to consider social problem. And I totally agree with Marcia said, the politician and other jobs in other careers. We have this problem, and I think this problem dis, will not sumir, não vai sumir. And we need to lead with that. We need to create our solutions, our barriers with this problem, and fighting with this.
Good, good. Thanks for sharing, Eric. I put here, disappear on the chat. So, Gabriel, it's your turn, please. Do you agree it's a social problem?
I think I agree now, for example. I don't know, few years ago, for example, this is a problem. But now I think, how can I say in the last question, things contribute to this. For example, social media contributes to this, to the problem. I don't know, is a social problem, how even the people surging the earth. But now it's a social problem. All the people, when you see, it's imposters of yourselves. But I think I agree this question is a social problem now.
Okay, good. Thanks for sharing. And you, Wanda?
Yeah, I agree totally. It's a social problem because all the years increase the number of people with this syndrome. People see another one in social media and look for them and get down, get depreciative, and it's terrible because they don't believe in our efficiency, and this is terrible because they can't push themselves. It's terrible. Yeah, it's a huge problem. But like Marcio said, politicians, I think it's not for imposter syndrome, it's more about conchavos. Yeah, I don't know conchavo in English. And if you are a corrupted person, you can up in the politics. I think it's different.
Yeah, I agree. But do you think, Wanda, for example, this kind of things happen just in Brazil? or in
No,
the entire
I
world?
think it is a condition for human being. All the time, people suffer a lot. I think it's starting in the childhood, when a child is intelligent, and mother and father think that, see that, and push the children up, and the children give up and get afraid for, get shame for her parents, them parents. I think it's starting in childhood.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I think nowadays it's getting worse because we can see many social medias coming all the time. So in the past, we didn't have this kind of thing. So they they didn't have like someone to comparing, because does it exist many social medias and many TVs or movies like you can face in today. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a big problem. Okay, thanks for sharing. And
I'm
I keep
thinking
with you.
this before social media, that people 200 years ago, for example, that people are imposters. I don't know.
It's crazy, yeah.
I think there was imposter syndrome, but they don't think about, and they stay in the job, and it's enough. I have my job, and my son get the same job, and that the society is more easy to live in the past.
Yeah, it's not specifically a job, for example, that people need to eat and to share for other place to stay. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think nowadays we are getting more pressure to with this comparison. I'd say that this comparison is getting worse, because we can compare with people living in China, living everywhere. So in the past they didn't.
And success. What is success? We need to get this kind of success, or we need to stay calm with a good job, but it's okay.
Yeah, we just had like our families and friends around, and that's it. So now we can compare with many people that you don't know.
We need to buy a new iPhone, the really new iPhone. We need that.
Yes, exactly.
I saw in this week a video with a girl talking about the culture in Japan, and one thing that showed me a good thing to talk with you. It's about when the people in Japan lost the jobs, or I don't know, need to go at the hospital. The people don't go to the hospital. The people don't see the family, the friends, about how they feel. And for this for this for this country, it's about well, I don't go to doctor. I don't go sleep in my bed. I don't go I don't go treat of me, because my my colleagues, because the entrepreneur will be job will be doing things, and this is like let me see, this is like well, these people will doing your activities, doing your projects, and I needed to stay in this place. I needed to switch to my personal life for the professional life, because it will be good for the people, it will be good for the country. And we needed to consider this relevant question, because imagine if all the countries think in this situation, and but this kind of a thing, this kind of thought in our society. I think it's a good point to consider. And
Yes, agree, and I've never seen something like this, but it's really interesting because most of time you're just thinking about us and compare with others, but we just think about us, right? So
exactly.
yeah, it's complicated. How can I say? I always forgot this word. Uh, Selfish, like egoism. It's hard, but I agree with you. Thanks for sharing, Eric. So let's see. The next one is number 5. Have you ever felt stuck in your life and stopped doing something because of imposter mentality? Gabriel, tell me.
I'm not stopping to do something, but in the case I see that syndrome in my, when I say, oh, I love to to sleep. It's a great thing I do after lunch. I love this. And sometimes when I was a student in a college, I sleep I do so much, and I think, oh, you are, need to study, guy, go up. And this affects my mind, but it's not compares me for other people. For example, for this, no, it's not a problem. I think I try when my mind said, oh, I'm so good now and I'm going to do this, and that's it, that's enough. Today I'm not, for example, now I'm not going to a better things, but I'm learning. Tomorrow I'm going to do something better. I'm not an imposter in this case, but imposters in myself, I think. Oh, I'm a procrastinator guy, I think. It's an imposter.
Yeah, I totally feel you because I think this imposter is not like with me, it's not every single day, but sometimes when I need to do something boring or something not happen the way that I was expecting, so I'm procrastinating a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not sleeping very well. It's the opposite, so like insomnia. And all the time going social media and just scrolling the feed, doing nothing, and the time is flying.
One case on imposter is when you went to go to the gym, for example, it's all the days you need, oh, today I'm not going, and we need to try going 5 times that week, for example. In my case, I grow up for my bed and put that clothes, and I went.
Yeah, we don't need to think a lot and just go. I know. I'm passing the same. And Marcio, tell me about you.
If you understand that the syndrome is a self-sabotage, I understand that you is part of the solution of this problem too.
But like sometimes you feel like it's stuck, like you stop and don't do something that you need to do, or no? It's number 5.
Oh, it's number 5. Sir. Oh no!
Yes.
Sorry, I think
No
about
problem.
the number 5. But okay, number
No.
5. And I remember that a case that I love the music. And a long time ago, I bought a bass for two, but I don't know play bass. I look for a teacher. I didn't find the teacher. I found teacher for the guitar, but not for the bass. And I start this class, but for me it is very difficult, and I stopped this class.
And you never return, just
I
stop
don't know
and
it, but
that's it.
I come back for the other class for music, but this time was a keyboard. But this teacher for me is not very good. I don't understand what your method for the.
No worries, no worries, that can happen. Okay, thanks for sharing. And how about you, Eric?
When I needed to doing something, I constantly switch what I want to do because I think, well, I don't have capacity to do this right, because I don't this is not will be perfect. This is not will be like uh, what I want. And when I was teenager in class, I lead my groups and I lead the people and activities. And sometimes I perceive, okay, my project will not likely this, but I will do it with I have in right now. And this is really helped me, but uh, this is but before I created this thought on my mind, I have a lot of problems, and this is this is frustrating me. This is putting me on mirror and thinking, Eric, you don't have let me see. You don't go what you want to do, what you want to be in the future, and uh, this is a voice in my head. This is a voice in my mind, and constantly I just in hearing this voice, hearing this voice, and uh, I decided to mud it off this mind, this voice, and doing with I have, and doing with I have in my present.
Yeah, maybe this voice is the imposter talking with you.
I totally
Yeah.
agree.
But I feel you, because I'm here thinking about when I was trying to get a job here abroad. I was in Brazil and I was unhappy with my job at the time, and I was think need to apply, but I don't have no English enough. And all the time I was stuck in just thinking I'm not good. I need to improve my English more and more, and I need to be confident for apply and blah blah blah. And I was talking with some colleagues and watching many lives on YouTube, on some profiles on Instagram, focus on the got a job here. And I was just thinking, I will try. And I put my CV in English with intermediate and start. And many no's coming, so it's totally normal now. I can understand, but at the time I was really sad. So I say, like, I'm talking with you. I said to you, it's you are terrible, so you are not good enough, and don't apply. You need to stop. And another on the other hand, some voices saying you can try, so it's getting experience. So like two voices in my mind all the time. It was totally crazy. And I just continues. I don't remember how many interviews I did, but when I got one yes, so another yes coming together. So it's totally crazy. And I think the process, the entire process helped me to getting experience and understand more how this process works. So they asking the same questions, sometimes the same texts, and you're getting more confident because you are replying and answering over and over again all the time. So it's like the process, and you can trust on it and just looking forward. So you need don't think to stop, because sometimes we for sure getting stuck, but we need to change our mind. So the nose is coming, so it's okay. We need to keeping and trying, because someday you can got it, and for sure if you are working on something, so probably this thing will appear. So just takes time and trust in the process. Wanda, I think you
Yeah,
need to talk about this.
I follow you in when I think about English. Oh my gosh, why I don't give up this process, because I can't achieve another step. I stay stuck in intermediate time. And wow, my gosh, I learn English because my daughter-in-law, she's American. And I think, oh my gosh, why she she get this work to learn Portuguese? Why I need to know English and not she, not her? And oh my gosh, I get stuck and I give up the English. And another voice is, oh, it's not only for her, it's for yourself. It's for many things, many travels, many opportunities to know another person and know another country, etc. It's that I get stuck with English many times.
It's funny, but I totally agree with you. It's not just one person, so we can open their minds and open to meet everybody everywhere, because every country you can visit, you can speak English.
Yeah.
It's like a magic, because I started to study English, I think 6 years ago. I was 24 years old, so adult life is not easy. But I think always you can start, but all the times like you want to stop and try again. And sometimes, no, I hate English. I don't use it for anything here in Brazil. I don't need English in my life.
Why so illogical language? It's not like I want. Why? Why this kind of sound or structure? Oh my
It's not for me. I was thinking it's not for me because I don't know how to use English, because no one's in my family or my friends talking English and blah blah blah. So it's crazy. But the interesting points, like living here in Europe, I can see many Italian guys, Spanish guys, Portuguese, and so on. Everybody speak a little bit because there are many foreigners living and visiting. So in Brazil, we are really big, and we don't think like it's important because we don't see many foreigners, and we don't need to use sometimes in some jobs yet, but in general we don't use English for
it's far
help.
from English.
Totally agree. Gabriel, do you want to add something? Are facing with English? No,
I agree with both of you. like Wanda says, the sense of, oh, I'm intermediate guy forever. It's terrible
Forever.
things. My English is not, it's not evolution, and it's now for this, and I'm not learning anymore. And, but I try to be agreed.
Yeah, good, good. And you, Eric, have you ever feel stuck with English also?
I think everyone, and well, I study, I think in 1 year English, and I just, well, I give up. I will give up. I don't understand this. I will not be a good speaker. I will not be a good in talking this language. This is not for me. But in the future moment, you will perceive that you need to fight with that. We needed to uh, doing this because it's good for you. It's good for your opportunities, your life, and everyone will be doing this. And I think in the future, I will be. I will be has this again because I want to learn in Germany, and Germany was a difficulty language. It's a hard language to understand, but this is what I want. What I want to do, and I will do it.
Good, good, good. Yeah, I think the hardest process is the first language, but after that, I think you like know how the process is to practice and reading and improve everything. But yeah, I totally agree. If like Dutch here, people in the Netherlands speak Dutch, so it's really similar with Germany. So I don't understand anything. And it's not for me, but maybe in the future, if I live here for many years, probably to understand and just starting like with the basics. But it's not easy like Spanish. It's not similar with Portuguese. So I understand you. Thanks for sharing. And you, Marcel, have you felt stuck with English this process as everyone?
Yeah, but I believe that I have another problem because I don't know what my process, because everyone talk about this thing. You need to know what was your process. I don't know what's my process for this time.
Just go.
For launch this rocket. I don't know.
Great, great. It's good because you maybe don't feel like with anxiety and just living and follow the flow. It's good.
That's my way.
Great, great. Thank you. So let me see. Number 6, we are already answered about social media. It's terrible. So I will skip for number 7. And I will start with you, Wanda. Do you think imposter syndrome is something that can be permanently overcome, or is it an ongoing challenge for many people?
Depends of the people. People can overcome it with maturity, not maturity in dates, in age. I think maturity of mind, or get with a challenge for every time in the life. I think we need to see ourselves, to know ourselves, and not push ourselves so hard. And yeah, you can change all the things in our mind. I think our mind is for changing. We can change all the time, all the day. When we wake up, we have another day for restarting again.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. with you. And I think some people maybe give up on the process. But I think if you really needs or really wish for something, you need to try, and someday we probably overcome some challenge or situation. So yeah, but it's hard to say in general because depends
Yeah,
each other.
it's,
I totally
it's
agree.
different.
Great. So Gabriel, tell me about your point of view.
Let me think, and I think that people be a professional people to talk about this syndrome. In other cases, that be permanently. Depends on the people. I don't know. It's difficult question, but I think is when you learn something, it's very difficult to excite this that things in your mind. When you are very imposter people, we need to talk about this when a professional, I think, on therapy, and that people help us to resolve this problem. But if you can resolve this problem only you and you, I think it's permanent. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, you said about a good point because some people like don't accept that they need
Yeah,
some help, and sometimes just feel stuck and give up about their challenge and stay in the same life forever and complaining a lot. So don't try to change. But that's true.
yeah.
I agree with you.
One posture people, for example, that people
Mhm.
don't go to the health things. Don't, oh, tomorrow, now, not now. And I think it's very difficult. Other people say to you, oh, you are beyond imposter people, and you need,
Mhm.
oh no, I'm not this, and it's difficult thing.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, unfortunately. Good, good. And Marcio, what's your point? Are you on
I
mute?
must, yeah. And my phone is okay. I believe that the both situation are possible because the people are different. That's works for you. I believe them don't work for me sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. It can be different for everybody. I agree. Thanks for sharing, Marcio. And Eric, what's your point?
I think it's ongoing challenging, and we have a lot of different people with disabilities, with problems, emotional problems, and problems with like a material problem, and we need to consider these points. And I, I I talk about that because we constantly hearing and see on social media uh, about people saying for me and for everyone to fighting to lead with this problem uh, to fighting with the situation and don't give up. But we don't constantly interaction with all people in the world. And saying this, I think it's easy, but live on different situations and this is need to put our head, put our mind, and we will have create empathy for these people, and these people will be creating the only solution to lead with this syndrome.
Okay, good, good. And I was thinking here about the question number 9. When I bring these questions, I saw I read some research about women, like the number of syndrome imposter, it's like with most of them with women. And do you have some opinion about it? So why this can happen with women, or it's like because we try to getting help with therapists or something, or in general you like men don't care too much about it? What's your point, Eric?
Okay, I think everyone in every moment will lead with this, and different people will lead with the different solution. And unfortunately, we have a lot of we have a lot of men que omitem isso, and this is good to consider. This is good because we have creating discussions, we have create solutions for these people, solutions for this straight direction, and introduce this kind of man in our conversation. And I think this will be help me, help different guys, and I just will be leading with this more easily.
Good, good. Yeah, I totally agree with your points. So I think in general, many like anxiety and other mental health, I'd say we lead more easily like women than men in general. But yeah, that's true. I agree. And Wanda, what's your opinion about it? So do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I think it's for both, but for men is worst because society push the man more than women. Like if the couple and the woman don't want to work and want to stay home with raising child, etc., it's okay for society. But the man is all the time pushed for the success. They need to success for feel comfortable with themselves. Yeah, I think for men is terrible. And like Eric said, men don't lead easily with non-successful, and it's terrible for them with anxieties, with many terrible mental health. I think for men is more difficult.
Yeah, you mentioned something good because sometimes, like Eric said as well, probably the men have more problems with mental health, but they don't recognize, for example, and don't go to the doctor.
But not explain for another one.
Yeah, that's true. Could be. Yeah, I agree. And like us, like women, we trying to go into the doctor and take some exams all the time. So we are more, I don't know
Talk
what's
with
the
friends,
perfect word.
talk with
Yes,
family. But for men,
yeah,
it's like a atestado de incompetência. It's terrible for them.
yeah. Like everybody, everyone's pushing them a lot for everything, but sometimes they need to take care of themselves more than they do, actually. Good point. Good point. Thanks for sharing. And Gabriel, what's your opinion about it?
I agree. That is one more difficult things about machismo. I don't know. I think it's really when you create a girl, for example, you say, "Oh, sit down and look. You need to be pretty all the time," and that kid grow up. Oh, I'm thinking I'm going to be that things, and I need to be a pretty girl. I need to be and that woman grow up and in the same kind of the CEO. I need to be other persons. It's very difficult, it's terrible. But I agree, it's a more association with a woman. Uh, in in my case, for example, I have a sister. My mother never sent me things or for her different in the traits for us. And when we grow up, we say, "Oh, your sister need more example, more. We need stay safe. Your is not necessary all the time. You need to go to when to going to the school when when she call you, go with the car and go ahead because it's difficult for her. You will not understand this." And I agree with my mom, and I said, "Okay, it's terrible, man."
Yeah, so like you need to take care of her all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's
Am
complicated because
and I asking for my mom, but for Ryan, because this and that's enough. And
yeah, I know because I'm past the same situation with my brother because he's like
yeah,
3 years older. So all the time my mom pushing him. So you need to take care of your sister. She's sensible, so she's a girl and blah blah
yeah.
blah. All the
When we're
time the
fighting,
same
for
thing.
example, my mom said, "Okay, you don't stop. You need to stop now because she was a woman and
Mhm.
it's not so good.
Yes,
Your dad is fighting to you." And I agree.
totally agree. Wanda, do you want to add something?
No,
Doesn't agree.
yeah, I agree totally.
Good, good. And Marcio, do you have
Yeah,
something to add at this point?
I believe that the man is more insecure than woman. Uh, and this situation, this question, I believe that have a lot of the talks for you discuss this question because I was thinking about the singer, the Isa, for example. It's a big woman, it's a big singer, but was have a relationship abusive. It's for us that watching the TV, this woman, you don't think about this happen with her, for example.
Exactly, like
Eh,
empowerment all the time,
yeah,
people
yeah.
saying about it. Yeah,
I believe that
I
this
agree.
question is the big question.
Yeah, we have
A lot of
many.
the
We need
answers.
more. Yeah, we need to more time to discuss about this kind of
Yeah,
things. But it's interesting about the imposter
Yeah,
syndrome that I found the research. So woman maybe like looking for therapy or another kind of help more than men's the points, I think. But yeah, I'm not sure, because I think everybody suffered with the same syndrome, like different kinds of thing, and maybe some people facing more or less, so depends. But everyone, the entire world, is facing many problems with mental health. I agree, guys. So our time was flies quickly. Unfortunately, it was great conversation. And thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. And good to see many new faces and Wanda and Marcio again. So I shared with you 2 links. One is for survey, so please go there and put your comments or some suggestions with new topics that you can bring here for you. And the second one was from our live on YouTube, so you can watch it. And we're watching many times as you want. And thanks so much, guys. Hope to see you next week. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a
Thank you,
good
guys.
evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.